This
books in the system.
conference will now be recorded.
Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So I saw what Preet has completed, and yeah, that's pretty impressive. So let's see what, once you complete, I think that would be a really good thing to see. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, I just tried to join through PC, but due to that lost connection, I could not join right now through the PC.
Okay. Is there a different way you can join in and
Uh, for the PC, it is giving me when I'm pressing the link, it is giving me open, go to the opener.
correct? Yeah, that's what you get.
Then it is initializing, and after that, it is not coming anything.
That's strange. One second. You guys can see my screen?
Yeah,
Okay, so Durvesh, maybe you want to help me with your
yeah.
credentials.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Durvesh1 @gmail.com.
That's your Salesforce login?
Yeah, password
Okay.
Durvesh at the D capital Durvesh @123.
At the rate 12? Okay. Okay, so I'll go to CPQ and then maybe you can walk me through on where to go
Yeah,
and how I can see what you have built.
in products, I have built just
Mm-hmm.
one Tesla. Means example of Tesla.
Okay, Tesla. Is that your favorite car?
No, just
Okay, just
so in related.
mm-hmm.
I have created these three features,
Mm-hmm.
and down the line in there, I have given the options also. So
Okay, let me go to the options.
for
Okay, I see the
options,
options. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Let me open it
and
in the browser.
yeah, and also I have tried to give the configurator validation rule to,
You mean you created a product rule?
yeah, product rule for only one and minimum one and maximum.
Okay, this is your 5 maintenance. Okay, so this is a dynamic bundle, these feature.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's great. So can I go to
uh,
the rule and see what you've built?
yeah.
Okay, so
So
this is not
minimum,
completely correct.
yeah. I just tried.
Mhm. And so, did you try going to a court and seeing if you're able to see these products?
No, I
Okay.
have gone, but I did not see any product. I think I have made any mistakes. I don't know.
Did you go to any? Did you create a quote and try it out?
Yeah, yeah, I have tried actually.
Uh-huh.
I've created a code, a custom code, but the product is not showing.
Okay. What's the? Do you know the quote number by any chance?
Mm,
Okay, so
I
let's
think it.
open this quote.
Just take it one. I have just created a
Mhm.
custom code, so let's.
Mhm. Let me go to edit lines. So, did you figure out about the price books that Preet had implemented?
Uh, Price book. Yeah, I have used the standard price.
No, but then these products that you created, right? That has to be associated to a price book. Otherwise, it won't be available here.
Oh, no, no, I have not associated. I think. Okay,
So I think it got associated directly to the standard price book.
standard price book.
So I select this, but I don't see any of the features.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Mm, I think it's not active.
Which one, the feature?
Uh,
What did you miss exactly? I'm just trying to understand.
mm,
Configuration rules.
uh, Sorry.
You have created your features. You have your options. Are your options associated to a feature?
Uh, I think yes.
Hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I don't
So
know what you have missed. I need to figure
yeah,
out
yeah.
how to go through. So the feature did not get associated.
So how to associate? What mistake did I make, Sajid?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. What is the mistake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have to spend some time to figure this out because I can see you have associated this feature and to this. I don't know what is. What else did you do? So I think we don't need the product
Yeah,
rules. So I would suggest. So basically, the requirement which I gave you, right, wherein I had told that let's have the minimum and the maximum, all those conditions. That is something that you can handle at the feature level itself. You don't have to use a product rule for that. Hello.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we don't need a product rule to
Okay.
handle those conditions. So you can take up the product rule. The only from the requirement that I gave you, the
Yeah.
only place where you need a product rule is for the dynamic bundle.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? But then one
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that I would suggest to you is whenever you do an exercise, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that it looks realistic.
Okay.
The reason is like you have the product name, that's fine, but then there has to be a product dummy product
Product
code.
code.
There has to be a product family. Now when you
Okay.
associate when you create the dynamic bundle, since you have only put in since you have only put in the uh, what do you say, the product, only the name is there, right? So there is no other field available to associate.
Okay. Okay.
So when you create the dynamic bundle, how are you going to create the product rule? What would be your filter criteria?
Uh,
You got my point, right? What I'm trying to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
explain.
yeah. Select all option. Yeah.
So that's why you have to have this data very clear and then try to make it
Mm.
more realistic. Otherwise, it won't look good in the end. For example, when you gave the price, you gave the
Yeah.
price as $1 for a car.
$1. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So these things you have to take care of. Whenever you're doing it, that's why I told you, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
whatever company you choose it. But then I wanted you guys to do a little bit of research on what are the features they offer, what are the plans they have, and
Mm-hmm.
so that you can give me a realistic project. I don't want a dummy project, because this is going to go for throughout the session, like till we finish the CPQ training. You guys would
Okay.
be having a project in front of you, a project completed in front of you, which you guys have built yourself. So when
Okay.
you complete it, when you go back and see that there is these things missing and silly data elsewhere, then it won't look good at that time, right? So let's
Yeah.
make it more and more realistic. That's for everybody, Preet and Vishal. So whenever you're creating the data, let's make it more and more realistic so that that's how it would make interesting for yourself if you have things realistic. Otherwise, it would gradually the quality would go down. Okay, you guys
Sure.
agree with me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So yeah, so then what I would suggest is you guys uh, finish off this project first, like this exercise first, because the reason is if you guys keep delaying, right? Even Vishal, like tomorrow when we have the session, I would really appreciate if you can get this completed uh, and working ready. You guys can take reference of the what do you say, the recordings as well. But then give me a working model by tomorrow till whatever we have discussed. The reason I'm saying this is if we do not go with the pace, right? The way we are finishing things, you guys will be left behind. For example, I might finish three topics, but then your Salesforce org would just still won't be having a bundle created.
Sure, I got you. And that's
Yeah.
fair.
So
Thank
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's be with the pace of the training. So one topic we finished today immediately. I don't think so. I can promise one thing: none of the exercises that I give you would take more than 2 hours. That's one thing that I can promise you guys. But then it's up to you how you guys figure out that 2 hours, and let's stick to that. So I finish a topic, I give you an exercise. The next day when we come for training, We have that ready in the Salesforce. So I'm okay if you guys are stuck. If you guys have done 80% and 20% is left, I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. But then I need that 80% so that we can quickly spend half an hour, fix those issues, move forward with the next topic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
you guys are with me, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so that's how things would work. So anything that that's there in the recording, but then you guys did not understand when you guys were implementing these things. The reason I'm taking this part, I'm stressing on this part so much is because this is a very important part. Until you guys don't have a free hand on this section, because this is where you create the code, right? This is where you start your CPQ project. So you should have a free hand on this. Everything should be on your fingertips. So is there any concept which is there in the recording and you guys see it and you understand, that's fine, but then there is some doubts still that you guys want to get cleared?
Sajil, when we create a product for the features, how to associate that product with features with that feature? Means we have created five product for that. For one feature, we have created five product.
Okay.
So how we should associate that? And can you tell me about one more thing, one more time about the dynamic bundles? How to create that?
Okay, so dynamic bundle, I wouldn't tell you right now. The reason being that I want you to go through the recording and try it out.
Hmm.
Because yeah, so the reason I'm saying that is because in the recording I had explained the steps. So you try those steps, you implement those steps, and then if you're stuck somewhere, then I can help you out. Then
Okay.
directly if I tell it to you, right, then you guys would never learn dynamic bundles.
Hmm.
Yeah, but then what was the other question of associating a product to the feature, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so since you have already tried that, so this you have done it correctly. So you have a product, you
Hmm.
created a feature, right, and then you just you go to the option. So then after you create a feature, the second thing is you go to the option, and then you created this option, and then you associate this option to a feature. So this
Hmm.
you have done correctly, but then I'm
Okay.
guessing you have missed something with the option or the product creation. So that I'm going to spend some time and I'm checking what you have missed and
Okay.
what is the reason behind it not coming on the edit lines.
Okay.
Okay, I think there is something missing with the. Okay, so is your product options active? Let's check that. Okay, it's active, and this. Okay, so you have not created a price book for the product option.
Okay. So we have to create price book. We have to add price for every options,
Each and
right?
everything, each and everything.
Okay.
So your options are nothing but your your products itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just your same products. So let's see if that was the issue. I'm guessing that's the issue. So in the system, the options are nothing but products itself, actual
Okay.
product records which you associate as options to a main product. So guys, these issues, right? You guys have a uh, closer look on these things because you guys will come across these things. a project. So you should know that, okay, if I'm not seeing it, what could be the reason? How can I debug these issues? So let's see if that was the real issue behind that. Okay, so I don't see that. Okay, I think I'll have to spend some time on this
Okay.
because there are so many things I'll have to figure out what went missing.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll get back on this. I'll maybe let you know once I can figure out. But I want you also to check what was the issue.
Yeah. I will check also.
But just go through whatever we covered and see what is the step that you missed.
Yeah.
You create the
Definitely.
product first. You assign it to a price book
Feature.
and then assign it to a price book entry. You create the feature. You create the product option. Associate the product option to a feature,
Yeah.
and then and then you should be able to see it on the quote lines, on the edit lines. And then after that you could create a product rule for a uh, dynamic bundle. So just take one by one and see what has been missed, and then maybe you'll get what is the answer
Okay.
behind the issue. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah. So today there was a topic that I wanted to cover. So I'll give a quick introduction about that topic, and then the implementation side of it we will take it up in the next session, so that you guys finish this task. Next session we will implement it, and then we can do the exercise on that particular topic. So the topic that I wanted to cover today is something called as search filters. Okay, so search filters is nothing but a feature that allows you to filter out the products that you see in the edit lines. So for example, in a real world scenario, what happens is when I'm on a quote, I go to edit lines. So my business requirement wants me to filter out these products in a way. For example, in certain companies there are two different departments, but then they are not going to implement two different CPQ projects for that, right? They do not want to spend money to implement two different departments. So for example, if I have department A and I have department B, what my search filter would do is I can have all my business rules set up in a way that I only show the products that department A is eligible for. So giving an example, basically these search filters look for the fields on product. Okay, so a search filter does is a search filter compares a field on product to a field on code. Okay, am I making sense?
Can you repeat that, Sajid? Field thing?
Yeah, so a search filter compares a field on product with a field on code, and it makes sure that if both the values are matching, then only that product will be visible in this page. So my product selection page, what I see in my product selection page is completely depend on whether that search filter criteria is satisfied or not.
Okay, so like we pick up one field from the product selection and one field from that quote, right?
No, no, not from the product selection, from the product itself. So I go to this product.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and then by business rule says that show me only the products where product code. How how do I say? Okay, product code contains 1A, for example. So I will create a search filter which says product. On the product, the field product code contains 1A. That is one kind of a search filter that I might create. Or if there is a different requirement wherein, let's go to the example of something related to a sales rep. So there might be some identifier of a sales rep wherein I want to make sure that I have a field on product called as department, and my department says finance. Okay, so my product has finance field on it, and I have a field on the account of that sales representative. So basically on this object, I have a record. Let's take an example. So this is my account from where I start my code process. So I have my account, I go to the opportunity, and then I create a code. Okay. In that process, what I do is I create a new field, I name it as department, and I have finance. So basically this account belongs to the finance department. And the same way I have a field on product as well. So for example, if I have product maintenance, in this product record, I will have a field called as finance department. And now my business rules says that you only show the products that a department is eligible for. Clear? Are you guys with me? You want me to repeat that again?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of clear. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
If you can, please repeat it.
You want me to repeat that, Preet?
Yes, please. Just quickly.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
please.
sure, sure. So I have an account. On that account, so my business, I'll tell you what my requirement is. Okay. So my business, my client comes to me and tells me that, Sajil, I only want to show the products that the sales rep belongs to, the department the sales rep belongs to. That means if the sales rep handles a department called as a finance area of that company, he only handles that department. All the products or all the things of of that department. I should only be seeing that particular products in the edit lines. Okay. So for example, if the finance department has uh, let's say recovery, for example. So the finance department has a product called as recovery. So then if I belong to if I am a sales rep who deals with the finance related products, then I should be seeing the product called as recovery in edit lines. If I come from another department, then I should not be seeing that particular product. This is my requirement. Okay, is the requirement clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now to fulfill this requirement, what I will do is, so they say that my account, that is where my sales rep belongs. So on my sales reps account, I will have a field, I will create a field called as department, and I will name it as finance. Okay, and what I will do is I will create a formula field on the code that will pull in the value of department on a particular account. So basically what I am trying to do is, so this is my code, and if you can see that every code has an account associated with it. So on the edge communication account, I will have a field called as department, and I will have a value called as finance, which I can bring it onto the code through a formula field. So I create a new field called as department on code, and the formula of that field is accounts field, which is called as department, and it will have a value as finance. Is this part clear?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now comes the job of, okay, sorry. So I missed one more part. So I have my quote ready. Okay. So I have the value of department on quote. Now what I do is when I load my programs, I create a field on my products. Sorry, when I say program, don't get confused. It's products itself. So when I have my products loaded, I will have a field called as products, and in that I will create a field called as department, and I will keep a value finance in it, which means these products belong to the finance department. Now comes my search filter. So what my search filter will do, I will create a search filter which checks the formula field I created on code, which is called as department. The value on department should be equal to the value of department on each and every product that I show on edit lines. So when I click on edit lines, in the backend my search filter is running, and right now it is checking all the programs, all the products which has department as finance. So over here I would only see all the products which has department as finance, which is the department of my quote, in turn coming in from the account associated to that quote. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So basically that's what a search filter does. Now when we come to search filters, okay, there are a lot of scenarios that come in for a search filter. So basically whenever you are in a real world scenario and whenever you hear the term of filtering, or you hear the term of visibility, the first solution that should come into your mind is a search filter. So you are in a project, you the first phase is you create the bundle, you have your products ready, and then the second requirement is they come up with a requirement that says about product visibility or product filtering. So whenever you hit that requirement, the first thing that should come into your mind is, okay, I have to implement a search filter. It's a no-brainer whenever you see filter or you know filtering the products. The first thing that you should implement is a search filter. That's the only way wherein you can filter out the products that you see in product selection, because whatever comes after this, as soon as I click this button, that's the only time the product rules start firing. Before that, it's only the search filter. So your product rules do not fire when you are on the product selection page. It only fires after you select a product. Okay, so this is a very important concept for CPQ. When to opt for a search filter and when to opt for a product rule. So a product rule is only created after, so when you want to do an action after a product is selected. So the various options like validation, alert, selection, all these options that a product rule gives is only applicable after you select a product from this page. Otherwise, none of the product rules fire when you are on this page. The only rule that applies to this product selection page, which is your first page on the edit lines, is a search filter. Any actions, anything that you see in your requirement to filter out a product or based on product visibility on a selection page completely is done only and only by search filter. Am I clear?
Mm.
Yes,
Guys, you
Sahil.
guys are understanding, right? Or was I overloading, or you guys are okay with what I explained?
Yeah.
No, it
distribute
makes sense. Only thing is that like usage of product rule versus search filter. Like you explained search filter very well.
Right.
So usage of search filter over product rule. Can you repeat that line?
Right. So basically, you want to understand when to use search filter and when to use product rule, right?
Right, right.
Right. So I'll explain that again. So when I'll go back again. Okay. So usually what happens is for CPQ admins, where they get confused is they get a requirement and then they spend time on figuring out what to use. There are product rules, there are price rules, there are search filters. There are so many options to get in a requirement, but then which is the correct one? So you should also in back of your mind, you should also know how to discard the options that do not help you solve the requirement. So basically, now we will try and understand when to use a search filter and when to use a product rule. So when I click on edit lines, till now my product rule is not there in picture. Till now my search filter is also not there in picture. As soon as I click on this button, my search filter is running now. So my first button that I click is add products. The only thing that runs is a search filter. So whenever in your requirement they say that they want to control the visibility of the products for a user, or they want to filter out the products based on some conditions for a user, the only and only solution that you have is a search filter. Direct. You don't have to think of anything. Directly, whenever they say anything, any requirement that says about product selection page, it has to be a search filter. But as soon as I select a product, I click on select. This is when all my product rules start coming into picture. Okay. So over here, whatever I do now, based on whatever product rules I have put in, for example, I might have a product rule for validation. I might have a price rule to calculate the prices. All these things is being run when I clicked on a product and when I selected it. So my first click of add product runs the search filter. My second click runs the price rules and the product rules. Is this concept clear? This is a very, very important thing that is going to help you guys a lot when you're in your projects.
Yeah, now it's clear.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people who know to create a search filter, who know to create a product rule, but then when to do it is where people always get confused. You have to understand this concept very well, that my first click on an ad product fires my search filters. My second click, when after I select a product, fires my product rules and my price rules. Okay, Preet, Vishal, and Durvesh.
Yeah,
I hope this concept.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
right now we're getting deeper. So make sure you grab everything tightly.
yeah.
Yeah, the concept is clear. It'll be good to see it all in action actually. So
Yeah, so that part I don't want to take it up today.
sure.
Yeah, but then I wanted to make sure that you understand the concept very well. And then tomorrow we will start implementing the search filters. And by then, let's have that exercises ready.
Sure.
sure.
Okay, but so from tomorrow we will start with implementation of search filter. How to implement a search filter? What are the different ways and what are the different scenarios that comes into picture when you have to implement a search filter? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
So now we are getting deeper and deeper. So make sure you ask me 100 times, I will explain 100 times. I don't mind, but
yeah,
then the only thing that I don't want is like after we finish a topic, like after search filter, when I go to product rules, I want to make sure that you guys know everything about search filter and you guys never want to go back on search filter. That's how thorough you should be.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, and just the search filters where it is in features, right,
So search
Ajay?
filters, if you want to go in, is
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
That's your search filter.
Okay.
Yeah. But then we will implement that tomorrow. We will have a couple of scenarios and we will implement it.
Yeah.
But then before that, what you guys have to do is you create proper data of products.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing that you guys should do is that exercise, whatever different products that I gave you, right? I gave you maintenance products, I gave you sound system, and I give you different features. So you assign each of them to different product family. Okay, for example, you understand what I'm trying to say? So my safety maintenance, I would go to this pick list and I would add a value called as maintenance, and I would assign that value to this particular product. So my safety maintenance would belong to product family maintenance.
Okay.
Okay, and then if I have, sorry, if I have Tesla, which is my car, I will have it to a product family called as automobile, for example. And then I have sound systems, product sound system 1, 2, 3. That would be assigned to product family called sound system. And then other miscellaneous, I would assign it to a product family called as miscellaneous. So let's make it very, very nice and representative. Like just think that you guys are going to show it to someone. Make it like
Yeah.
as detailed as possible.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Any other questions you guys can ask me again? I can explain. Anything that you guys want me to repeat again?
And we have to do this assignment what you have given. So we do not have to go for a product rule right now. We can do it from features that filter. What you said the rules.
Right. So my the assignment that I gave, right over there, the first one was a dynamic uh, bundle, right?
Bundle.
That is the
Yeah.
only part where you have to use a product. For next requirements, it can be handled at the feature level.
Okay.
It is very straightforward. You guys have to figure it out how that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I have explained that in one of the sessions.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so and it's a very direct thing. You would be amazed to see that option, but then you guys have to figure it out. There is no product rule needed for that.
Okay. Okay.
But then I'm really hoping tomorrow you guys would be done with this bundle part so that I can
Yeah.
confidently move to search filter and we can start implementing search filter.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, guys, then yeah, I think we are good for today. We'll
Sure.
catch up
Thank you
tomorrow.
so much.
Well,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Sure.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank
Bye.
you, guys.